Welcome back to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds governed by nerds. We are your hosts and humble nerdocrats, Alberto and Jordan, myself. Alberto, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Chief?
Good, man. Good. We're down, as we talked about in last week's episode. We're down
Yeah,
a nerdocrat.
man down, man
Yeah,
down. Yeah,
he's a busy guy, and I feel bad for him. I think he's stressed right now, not only because he's busy, but I saw on an Instagram post that he had mentioned his iCloud went out. It
yeah.
took
Two,
days to
two
recover.
days. Yeah, Jesus,
I was
that's
like,
insane.
oh,
I go
he's
wild
got
in
to
my
be
office. I go wild in my office when it says like 2 hours or something like that. I go
right.
ape shit. I can't imagine it. If it said 2 days, I would start crying. Honestly.
When I saw that, I immediately thought of the Matthew McConaughey meme from True Detective, where he's
Yeah.
just basically one shot in a cigarette. I'm like, oh, that's Tom right now.
Cracking beer
Yep.
cans.
So Tom is out this week. Deadlines, all that good stuff. Um, wish him well. Raise a glass to him. I've got a kind of Warhammer. I thought it was Warhammer themed. It looks more Warhammer, like elegant glass from the restaurant. Maybe
Nice.
not so much, but yeah. We are going to do a Battle Brothers show, the Battle Brothers show. I figured that's what we title it. I mean, why not? We're going to go into all things Warhammer 40,000. I say Warhammer, there is more than just Warhammer 40K. There's Age of
Age of
Sigmar and the Old
Sigmar.
World. Yeah, but this is specifically 40K. That's our bag, and that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. It's going to be fun. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy, except for me wanting to nerd out and just
Yeah, but
start dropping
we're gonna
spoilers
try
off
and
the
keep
wall.
it
Yeah.
for the general audiences too, because we won't. This is too many years of lore and too many rabbit holes. We'll be here for like 10 days just talking about. Which I was
Yep.
just talking with Jordan backstage that Games Workshop is in its 50th year, so you can imagine all the lore behind this
50
subject.
years.
So yeah, that's insane.
I mean, Black Library started in 97.
Yeah,
Yeah, 97. Even that, geez, that's a long time ago.
that's my.
That's
I
damn
was in
near,
first
what,
first
28
year
years ago?
first year of college for me, dude. Yeah, that was freshman.
Jeez. But yeah, Black Library, Dan Abnett. What was that? The first book he wrote for Black
I
Library,
don't
First and
remember.
Only? First and Only, I think.
I think you're
I
right.
mean, there was stuff before that, like Ian Watson's Inquisitor and White Dwarf, but a lot
Yeah,
of that stuff's been
they have a
retconned
little bit
now.
of lore inside of the White Dwarf, which mainly wasn't kept up with the narrative, and then they did the
Yeah,
updates for how to apply it to the gaming with
yeah,
the campaign, and they still do. They put like at least for Kill Team and a lot of other,
yep.
for the role playing and for all that, they put campaigns in it or missions or extra rules on it. So
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons if you play the tabletop game to buy the codexes
mm,
is because there's not just missions and campaigns in there. There is lore.
yeah,
There's
there's
some
lore.
lore that we'll never get in a book, and they explain a major event that happened
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
and it's
Right
like
now they're
major
with
stuff.
the Arcs of Omen, I think, which
Yeah,
had one of the most important things for the Dark Angels that
yep,
brought back the Lions. So
yep. Which
there you go.
there he
Nice.
resides.
And I
Yep,
can see our boy Roboot over there.
yep. I got Lehman behind me.
Mephiston, couple of space wolves down there. Nice.
Yeah, Ragnar's back there. Ragnar, Grey Knight over
Yeah,
here. Titus and Marnius over there. Which the new Marnius, he shipped forever ago, so I should have him soon. You have him, right?
yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to get into, kind of to start it off, because we talked about how do we broach the subject of Warhammer 40K, uh, to people that may not even understand what it is. Tom would be one of those people. He's not fully, not really into Warhammer at all, doesn't really understand what it is. So I was curious, how would you describe 40K to a noob? Because I've been thinking about it and stressing about it. Like, I don't even know what the hell would I tell someone to get into Warhammer?
That's very difficult. And I think that's the very same thinking that's going on in a writer's room with Amazon right now. If they decide to move forward, whether it be a movie or a series, I think it's gonna be in a series. So it's basically you got to start simple. You cannot start with something too complicated unless you take the Superman approach and assume everybody knows the lore and just bring out a story and let everybody else go buy the books. And if it inspires curiosity, then people will branch out and buy the books and get into the game and stuff. But it's a very difficult decision because it could be a swing and a miss. So you can lose. Maybe people, I like that for just one time thing and not diving into the lore. So it has to be something that really, really ignites the curiosity of the first time viewer and brings him into this massive, massive, massive
Yeah.
world, which is mass. I don't think you can do the whole world justice in 25 years because there's too much.
Yeah. There
There's
is.
too much. So what they're doing now is simple with the media that's out and with the books they do, with they're trying to bring people in with they're using the boys in blue, the Space Marines. So they have the video games and they've had the strategy games before, Dawn of War, and they have some of Age of Sigmar out. So, but still, mainly those are focused for the fans. So they're gonna have to pick a very interesting character and choose a very interesting storyline. Not only that, that it branches out and touches each and every subject within the lore, so you get an understanding of the world you're living. So that's my view.
Yeah. It's
What
going to
is
be tough. Um, I mean, the best way to sum it up is this famous tagline for 40K.
Yeah,
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and it's like that's pretty much it. It is
it's war.
gothic.
Yeah,
It's just a gothic space opera. But I've heard rumors. I listened to or watched the channel Chapter Master Valrak.
yeah. So
He's you would love Valrak. He's got so much energy, man. I absolutely love that.
I like Major Kill also. It's funny
Yep.
and also gets to the
Yep.
point in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, all their videos are short. I don't know how the hell they do. I know how Valrak does it. He talks a mile a minute,
Hmm.
but they bring good energy and they bring a lot of. Actually, those are good references to people that want to get into the lore.
And
If you don't want to
another
start with the books,
another
go
good
there.
one is Arbitrarian. He does what he sits down and explains the lore,
Yep.
and he has a lot of tons of content. So you can pick, and the good thing is you can pick and choose. So if you pick a chapter you like, then you can go ahead and just look for the lore for that certain chapter. You don't have to dig deep and whatever else happens, which is what the majority of people tend to do because it's so much.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It is, yeah.
I
So
bought every Horus Heresy book. Basically, my Audible has 198 titles in it,
Jesus, dude.
and I think 140 something of those are all Warhammer related.
Yeah.
So there is, and that's not all of it. So
No.
perspective for people, 148 books at an average of, they tend to average out about 10 hours for a novel. So 148 at 10 hours a pop, and that's not all of it. So there's plenty to get into.
Mhm.
So like it speaks to what you said, the conundrum that Cavill and Amazon are in. Where do you go? Where do you start? Initially, I thought Eisenhorn. A lot of people did.
I'm still inclined that it is going to be Eisenhorn because Eisenhorn has different elements to it. It feels sometimes it feels like Blade Runner, sometimes it feels like The Witcher, sometimes it feels like All Out War and mysticism and Constantine, and it has a lot of elements that you can that would transfer well. And at the meantime, you get to explain the Inquisition, which is a whole other shit show by itself. And then you can bring in Space Marines, and there's and the assassins, and all this, and the
Yeah.
mystery, and the corruption, and the demons, and everything is. there. So I think that from all the lines that would translate well to a series, that might be it. But then you might get people pissed off because oh, there's no Space Marines or there's no
Yeah.
Tyranids or
Yep.
so I don't know
It's
how
tough,
the
but it plays out more like a TV show. It's very important to the overall lore, and it brings in. I think you can easily work in everything you need people to know before you branch out, and it
yeah,
plays out like Game of Thrones at times. There's backstabbing and
yeah.
murder and intrigue, and you've got, it's going to go into all of it. The Inquisition, the Astra Militarum, the High Lords of Terra. You're going to cover everything. Ordo Xenos, all the different factions of the
Mhm.
Inquisition. So they could really put out a bunch of lore while also appeasing, I hope, all the fans. But you're right. People are going to want to see
Yeah, because a
Space
lot of
Marines.
people think that Space Marines are like, oh, they're an army of millions, and no, people go a lifetime in the lore without seeing it, or some people don't even know they exist. That,
Yep.
and they come into action when there's literally a planet-wide issue that it's out of the Astra Militarum. Let's say the regional army of that planet that they're overwhelmed or they can't handle it, then and even that they might not even come at all. They just decide to explode that planet and fuck it all, go
Exterminatus.
exterminate
Kill
us. And yeah, we don't have
it with
any
fire.
foundries. We don't have any important relics over there, so we can just deal with that. Just blow it to hell. Nobody will care. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
that's how the Imperium works. So they can literally
Yes.
decide to destroy a planet if it just bothers them. So
It is grimdark, and that is no joke. Like,
no.
it is there. Whenever you get hope, it will be snatched away from you. So very Game of Thrones esque in that sense.
So
Um,
another way I was thinking, and I've had this idea for a while that it might work, is because I read the Marnia Skullguard comic books that Marvel did, which is they're very difficult to find. They're apparently they didn't print a lot and they're way expensive. So I managed to get a trade paperback for cost me a pretty penny. But they start with his story since he was a kid and then grew up and got recruited into the Space Marines, and then he was part of a major campaign. So I thought a good way that you can get your Space Marines and have a little bit of a lore and get Tyranids and get a little bit of chaos in would be the Battle for Macragge. So because you can
that's a
start
good
like
point.
you can start a Cavill can play a scout marine and 10th division, and then keep going up the ranks while he does heroic shit during the movie or the series until the culmination of all that shit, which is the literally invasion of the Tyranids of
Yeah,
McCrack. Yeah. So
that's a
and
good point. Huh.
you get you get Inquisition, who are the ones who are dealing with the threat. Basically, you get a chapter master, you get a lore of the Primarch because they have to protect where the Primarch is at the last stand. You get you get an explanation of how the oh, I forgot the name. And within the chapter, there's 10. Oh, what's the word? They're
The legions.
yeah, they're divided in 10. Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I know what you're saying.
there's
But
this
now that you're blanking, I'm blanking.
the companies. Yeah, the first company, second company, third
Company.
company, the 10 companies within the. So I think we might have to edit there a little bit, but
Yeah.
you get an explanation of the companies, who some are who deal with basically tanks, other with heavy weaponry, others with are more specialized with stealth tactics, other are basically they come in to burn everything. And the veterans, which is the first company, and the second company, which is basically the whole other best of the whole chapter. And you get an explanation of the codex, how that works. So I think that's a way. Plus the end game in that storyline is pretty fantastic. So it's basically a planet wide invasion of
Yeah.
pyramids in a space marine world. So
When was that released? I never heard about it.
No, it's in the lore. I don't know if it's
I
the
mean
book.
the Marnius
Oh, the
comic.
Marnius. I would say like 2 3 years. I think Marvel had a brief stint with Games Workshop, and they
Huh,
like
I didn't know that. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's brief. It's like 5 issues, but I have the issues separately. But I wanted to get a collection so I
Yeah.
can read it in one go. So yeah, but basically I think that's the way. Either Eisenhorn in the long run, or just pick a variant like Armageddon. You can do that
Yeah.
too, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes in there. There's no Tyranids, but there's
Right.
Orcs and Chaos, and Black Templars, and it worked. I don't know if you've seen that movie they made for in YouTube. You haven't seen the animation for Armageddon?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It translates well
It works.
to it works. So that's another
Yeah.
war. They have orcs, they have chaos and corn. It's
Yep.
a lot of different space wolves, your boys and Grey Knights and
Yep. Hmm.
Death Corp. So there's a lot in there, man. So
There's so much. And that's another thing I heard recently that they were thinking about doing the scouring, which while I would love that, I don't think that'll happen because the books haven't even been started yet. Games Workshop's not going to, I feel like, have both of those releasing at the same time.
yeah, but they're gonna have to put in flashbacks. If I really want to see Angron go against Sanguinius, I want to see the whole, a lot of stuff that happens before
Yeah.
the whole heresy, basically. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
The heresy would be a good starting point as well. Um, I mean, they could do it. That's massive in scope. It's like, when does that end?
Yeah, but the thing is, you would need that will take more than 5 seasons to do
Yeah.
easily, and then you have to get actors who are in it for that amount of time,
Yeah, commitment. Yeah.
and the majority of the Primarchs they all live through the end, so it's not basically going to be Game of Thrones. That you're going to get
Yeah.
somebody, everything happens starts happening in a sequence, but they all at least in season 4 is when you can drop at least the first one, or maybe season 6 or 7. So
Right.
but it has the intrigue to be like a Game of Thrones. So
Yeah, it does.
yeah,
Definitely does. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of starting points, but figuring out which one is the right one, that's up to Cavill and Amazon and Games Workshop, which it seems like they're other than Cavill's injury, but now he's got more time to work on the Warhammer stuff.
yeah, he took a
Seems like they're getting
picture,
close.
and he was
Yep.
reading the 3.0 of Horus Heresy. Yeah, so,
Yep.
the Saturnine Terminators.
Yep. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
that's one thing. No, I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be Eisenhorn, or like you said, pick a character like Marnius Calgar. I mean, the boys in blue are seem to be their poster childs for getting into
Yeah.
the universe and getting it into people's heads. Space Marine 2 is a massive hit. So people know the Ultramarines. So
Or they can do that. They can just make a story within the lore and make it canon, and basically run the numbers, because it's worked for the video games. Because you were talking
yeah,
about Tom, but Tom, at least you got to deal with a lot of people who've played the video games but have no interest in following up the lore because they're afraid to, or they don't want
yeah.
to. uh,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's intimidating to just dive
yeah,
into all that. I don't even I honestly I can't even tell you how I got into Warhammer. I don't know where it started. I think one day I went to the local game store and was looking at all the Games Workshop stuff and like, man, this stuff's so awesome. I think it's coming back to me. A buddy of mine bought me one of the starter box sets, might have been Indominus. And so it's got Necrons, Space Marine. So I'm trying to build them, put it together. It's not really my thing, but I'm intrigued. And then at that time, I was running my own business, and this same buddy, I had him working with me. So we would go out to do jobs every day, and we needed something to do during all that road time.
mm,
So I bought on Audible Horus Rising, which is the very first book in the Horus Heresy. And we worked together and listened all the way up to the Siege of Terra.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of books.
That's a
And
lot of work. Yeah.
that was the most exciting part of the day. It's like, yeah, we got to go to work, but we have a lot of drive time. So we're going to listen to these audiobooks. And yeah, that's where it really snowballed from there. So for me as a big time fan, um, I don't care where they start. I'm personally going to be fine. If we don't see Space Marines, I'm good. If it's Eisenhorn, very Space Marine light, I'm good. If they go do the Heresy, I'm even better because then we get all the Primarchs and we can see everybody. So I
Yeah,
don't really care where they start.
but also you have to peg Cable's characteristics and who would you put him in the shoes of in the lore. So,
He's
uh,
definitely a Space Marine. I mean, he's got the jaw, he's got the look. That's
but
who
he
he
can
should be.
he's Eisenhorn. You can I've seen drawings of in
True.
uniform, and he's Eisenhorn.
Yeah, especially without giving spoilers away. There's some
He's done The Witcher, so he's
yes.
he can wield a blade. He can he shoot a gun hand to
Yep.
hand. He's a bit clunky but athletic, so I think he'll do
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and there are parallels between Eisenhorn and Geralt. Not getting too spoilery with it, but
Yeah,
he wouldn't have to be too expressive. I'll just put it that way.
yeah, no,
And
it's
he could
more
still be the gruff, non-expressive, emulate Geralt in Eisenhorn. He could totally do that.
and it's a good way to get into the because that's a lot of things that unless you play Necromunda or play or are into other lores into the subject that are outside the Space Marines, you get to know the hive cities,
Yeah.
how they work, how's humanity doing there, how does the cultist spread among the people, so they have to send in people to deal with it, and who are those people and who's in charge, and and then you
Yeah.
can get I imagine that the intro to the show, whatever it may be, it's going to be like half an hour because they have to explain who the emperor is. Because I bet you a lot of people shout for the emperor. They don't know if he's alive, is he dead? They don't even know. They've not seen him. Who's the
Yeah.
emperor?
Yeah.
So I think Big E is the one that has to be at least a little bit explain his current situation and why they have to sacrifice how many psychers a day for him to keep going. So,
Yeah.
so
That is the one central point of the lore that has to be covered.
the emperor, yeah.
He's the only thing keeping humanity alive. So
And
that's
from
got to be.
what? And then comes the warp, because the warp plays a very big part in any subject you bring into Warhammer. So, uh, the Forerunners powers, all the, it's basically, I think Inquisition is the way to go, honestly. So,
Yeah. I don't envy them. I don't envy trying to figure out how the hell we're going to start this thing. Because, like
yeah,
you
no,
said, it's got to work. It's got to
because
work. They can't,
they
you
can
know.
put a Death Watch Space Wolf next to him in a couple of episodes, and that will satisfy,
Yeah.
the Space Marine crowd. But I
Yeah.
would like to, a Nurgle infestation and how that would be horrible, or him dealing with the Gene Stealer cult, which are things that are not basically a Stardust deal with. They leave that to the Astra Militare and the Inquisition. If the
Yeah.
Tyranids come by because of that cult, then we get massive,
Then, yes.
then we get them.
Yeah. They
But they
got room to
have,
play.
but they have to explain the importance of the Space Marines, that they're not like your county police. No, you don't. Some people don't. They don't even know that they exist. Even if you see a Grey Knight, they will kill you. So
Yes. Yeah.
they will. By the way, Grey Knights are the psychic chapter of the Space Marines that deal with demon stuff. But if they
Yeah.
get deployed where you live, they will literally kill everyone.
Yes. Yeah. They're called angels for a reason.
Yeah.
People consider them angels, and that's why they fall to their knees if one ever comes into contact with them because they're like myths. They're characters
But
of myth.
I guess if you take that approach and explain it as a religion, which the emperor did not want, by the way,
Yeah.
which gave way to in essence, the Horus Heresy, uh, and explain to it like a religion. The emperor is God, his angels
Yeah.
are the Space Marines, and everything else is just to worship, which
Yeah.
which was the current state of affairs before Gulliman woke up. So. they all revered the emperor as a god, which he did not want. So
No. It's a great bit of storytelling because it's a catch-22 there where it's what he did not want, but now it's the only thing keeping him alive,
yeah,
and subsequently the only thing keeping humanity alive. So it's really, I mean, it's really the lore is fantastic.
yeah. So it's a never ending circle of shit, and yeah, it's the in the far future. There's only war.
There's only war, but it's also designed around a tabletop. So also beautiful way for them to create all this lore that allows their game to also continuously grow, but never go away. Like it
But
never ends.
Games Workshop has been historically jealous of their IP, so they, I'm pretty sure that they've gotten offers from Hollywood studios years ago to do something
I'm
at
sure.
least, and they've said no. So, and literally, what up to today, what they've shown is basically their stuff, unless it's with the video game companies. But I think they given very specific
Yes.
uh, stories or
Yes.
instructions on how to follow through with their IP, or if you do this, we will cut your license. And they've been very, very, they survived for 50 years with, it's not
Yep.
easy doing that. So I think they've been very careful. They have their own streaming services, all their series, and everybody who's done anything good outside of games they've brought in or sued the hell out of.
Or
So,
soon. Yes.
ergo Astartes. So yeah, so it was so good that
Brought him in.
yeah, they brought him in, and he helped with the Amazon, the secret level.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is so good. That's
it's
another good entry point if people just want to get a feel for the world. It's not going to give you anything lore wise, but it'll give you a feel of just how dark and visceral and messed up it is.
and I
That's
start and
super
I
light.
start and I start this too if you can track it down. And now they have it
Yeah.
on the Warhammer Plus app. So
Yeah, I was subscribed to Warhammer Plus. I'm not anymore because I subscribed early on, and they're just if you're into the tabletop, there's a lot of good stuff for you there.
yeah, but
Because
they've been kind of slow with
yeah,
the
but if you're
series.
not, you're there for the shows. Not a whole lot of content, but
But
it seems like they're picking up.
you get a special edition mini every year, so at least
That's what
uh,
I'm saying. For tabletop people, you've got all the
yeah.
codexes and all these play tabletop things, and that's great. But for just lore fans, got some work to do. And with Amazon,
They have a lower section also. I think.
yeah, yep, they do. It's I don't know, it's wild. I did see who talked about this. I think Valrak did, but it didn't come directly from him. Shit. Might have been Den of Nerds. Someone talked about Brad Pitt being in talks to be in the series.
You
And
see, that's
it seemed to be fairly legitimate. Obviously, these are rumors. Who the hell knows? It's Brad
no,
Pitt.
because that's the thing. That's the studio thinking, and I understand why. Because if they're gonna throw out something new and big, they're gonna have to throw big names
Yep.
in to get people through the doors.
Yep.
But that also poses a risk that you got to get people who wants to make a decision to stay in the long run, because if it's horror heresy, it's for the long run.
Yeah.
If you're a minor character who's going to die off in 2-3 episodes, I get it. But it's I don't know how the hell they're going to do it.
I don't either,
You
man. I'm
know?
excited to see what they come up with. I mean, smarter people than us obviously are making millions. They're going to figure it out.
Unless they decide to go CGI way, which makes it way easier for them, I suppose. So, but if they're gonna go live action, because I've seen a lot of podcasts and people say, if I don't see Space Marines, I'm gonna not gonna watch it or blah blah blah. But
Ah,
yeah, 'cause that's what
I mean,
they've been exposed to. But
yeah.
so
Yeah. One thing we can hammer out right now, they are not going to make everybody happy in the fandom.
yeah. No.
But that's also not their
Actually,
goal.
the fans I think will be okay any which way they go, because if you've been in this as long as we have, we'll be okay if they decide to go Eisenhorn, because it's a we've seen the Space Marines, we've seen what they can do. It's basically they shoot, kill, destroy, and maim, and basically, but
Yep.
they haven't done anything. At least some of the series in Warhammer Plus, I think Hammer and Bolter, they take storylines and they hash out, but it's for like 30 minutes, and it's a different story each episode. The one
Yeah.
with the Age of Sigmar, it's a story based on the characters, which is good. If you haven't seen that one,
No,
recommend it. The Black Talons, I think it's called.
I know at
Very,
least who the Black Talons are.
it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Black Talons are they've done a pretty good job. But again, if you don't know about Warhammer Fantasy before and getting into that, it might be a little bit complicated. But basically, what they did is brought Space Marines into the Warhammer Fantasy. Which I don't think
Yeah.
they were needed, but they're there now. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do? My only exposure to Age of Sigmar is from Vermintide, the game.
Yeah.
So I used to
No,
play that with my buddies, and that's a great game.
I started playing Warhammer Fantasy before I got into 40K. I had a Skaven
Really?
army back in '97 when they were made out of pewter. So, uh,
Oh,
which painting was a pain in the ass. I still have one mini somewhere. It's a Skaven assassin. I don't know where the hell I had it, but I had rat ogres. I had the pestilence monks. I had a whole Skaven army. That's
that's
what
awesome.
and then I got into 40K because my brother started reading the Horus Heresy. That was around when I started college. Was it falls into '97? No, the wave. Horus came a little bit later, I think. So
Yeah, Horse Heresy started 11 years ago.
yeah, no, my timeline was wrong. Sorry, but my brother read the books back in the day, so that got me more into 40K, and I got on because of Space Hulk. I love Space Hulk, so I
Yeah.
played I remember playing it in the computer, the first game that came out. I did a shot back in the day, just because I
Yes.
used to love that fucking game. Yeah. So
Dude, I
uh,
miss those days when they released those PC games in the full-blown big box,
yeah.
and it was a thick ass box, like 3 inches, 12 inches tall, just for a compact disc and a bunch of
Well,
paperwork
I
and
remember
stuff.
I
But I
played
love that.
Fallout, StarCraft, Warcraft.
Yes.
Well, what else? Planescapes from D&D.
Yes. Dude,
Yeah,
it was Warcraft, and there was an old game called Blackthorn,
yeah, I don't remember
and
that one.
those were the two. I mean, I played the hell out of those games.
Yeah, no, I was Diablo, Warcraft. Then Warcraft 2 came out when they jumped to CD-ROM. I remember, and the Dark Portal
Yeah,
also. And then, but Fall, I used to love Fallout. What other game? Planescapes was similar to Fallout, and then Space Hulk.
yeah, yeah. It's Planescape, and Planescape actually continued on because I haven't played a video game since Space Marine 2, and luckily I could beat it in a timely fashion. But other than Space Marine 2, in the last 2 years, that's the only game I've played because I just don't have time.
Yeah,
But before that, they released like Planescape Torment, and
Torment. Yeah,
there was another one, a more recent one, Tides of something. But I played them and loved them.
yeah.
They totally had all that old classic feel going on. I miss that shit. I love that. But we don't have
Diablo.
the attention span for it nowadays. Like people don't want to sit and read all the dialogue. I'm
No,
down.
I used to
I'm
love
down. Bring it
Diablo
on.
also. Yeah, Diablo 1. I used to love that when all those games came out. They were pretty cool time.
Dude, it was a great time. It's a great time. But now we're in this time, and at least we have Amazon and Henry Cavill working on something.
Yeah, but the good thing about back then, it was you weren't exposed too quickly to too much stuff, so you could take your time with one thing because it took ages for another thing to come out. So by the time you were done
Yeah.
with that, or maybe a couple months after, you get the new thing, and same as in books, same as in all that stuff. Now it's
Yeah.
and
We
with
were
the
more patient, man.
and
We
with
were more
toys,
patient.
the toys is the same. I got this new, and then I want this, and this, and this looks cool, and then oh,
Yeah. Oh,
it,
speaking of the toys, anyone that may get into Warhammer, even if you don't, we're gonna praise Joy Toy because it's a
Yeah.
phenomenal company. They don't just do Warhammer as far as the IP. They have their own brands. They do mechs and soldiers. It's 1/18 scale. But why we love them is they do 40K and they do not discriminate. They do everything from 40K
Everything, yeah.
except Logan Grimnar. I'm still waiting, but we'll get him.
No, but the new mini came out, so they're gonna do it now. So
I know.
that's what they do. If it's an old mini, they're not doing it. So whenever something new comes out, trust me, you're gonna get your space wolf. So yeah.
Yeah. So I know a lot of our audience is in the toy photography community. But also we're Nerdocracy, so we're not shackled to any one thing. We're going to talk about everything. I mean, hell, we talked about anime a couple episodes ago for 30 minutes, so we're
Yeah.
all across the board. But as far as people into the toy photography thing, or if you just like to collect action figures, or if you're into Warhammer and also want action figures, Joy Toy's the way to go because they've got anything and everything, and it's still coming. I've got Marnius on the way. He's been in shipping for a long ass time.
Yeah, with all the
Um,
things going on, man. That's
yeah, but recently I got Dorn, so I didn't
oh,
I
you got
didn't get him
Rolo?
initially.
Nice. Yeah.
He's not open yet. He's sitting over there because I'm
He's one of
trying
the
to
best.
think of
He was
stock.
the first Primarch that they did. So
Yep.
and he's pretty good. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I'm
pretty awesome
excited.
figure.
And then I've got Magnus, but I'm conceptualizing a Magnus versus Rush shot. So,
Magnus is the only one I haven't taken out of the box. He's still. I got him because for completion purposes, but I hate him. So he's unless I get something. I'm trying to do something with Ragnar. It was Lehman Russ. Sorry.
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that's my thing. Right now I'm conceptualizing a Magnus versus Rush shot. Not
Yeah,
quite there yet.
it's the
But
Bane versus Batman shot. Lehman cracking his back. So.
yeah, just breaking one
Yeah,
eye.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. But I mean, I'm inspired by like the stuff you did with Sanguinius and Angron. I
Oh,
like
dude.
that whole just together in locked in combat, that just I
You know
love the
that
way that looks if you can frame it right.
Angron, yeah, no, Angron is so heavy, dude. His wings, that they went one way, and then his tail fell the other way, and I was like, hell, I'm taking off the tail. The wings are gonna be loose. So I just basically made a T shape with the wings so they could hold them up, and then trying to balance Sanguinius on top of him. That was an whole other deal. Then I had to Dutch angle it in order to get that, tight shot in like an action star. It was like 3 in the morning. I was still shooting in the fucking
Holy
garage.
hell,
Yeah,
man.
no. I said I gotta finish. I started it. I'm gonna finish it. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. You have Sanguinius's massive set of wings plus
He's
Angron's.
heavy. The wings are heavier than he is. So they're thick and sturdy, dude. So
Yes.
they're and the wingspan when you open them fully, it's very big figure. He's the smallest of the Primarchs, but he is the wingspan.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll figure out what I'm doing, but I don't have wings to contend with, so I should be just fine. I don't have wings. So should be all good. Although
Yeah.
I do hope they make more Tarian because that would be an awesome model, man. That would be
Yeah,
so
the only
cool.
thing about Magnus, I think that the Demon Primarch should have been made Demon Primarchs.
Agreed. Agreed.
Because Magnus, Magnus looks cooler when he's in full demon form.
Yeah.
Morty, well, hopefully they give him the wings and
Yeah.
the side
No, if they
and
make Morty, it's got to be Demon Morty,
it
right?
has
We
to be.
can't
Yeah,
do Heresy Morty.
they already gave us Angron. They went the right way because Angron is in the current setting and he is the
Yeah.
same. See, we weren't interested in human. Well, it might make a look cool figure with all the things in his head. I don't know. They gotta give me
I don't.
Karn though. I've been waiting for Karn. They gave me Berserkers. They gave me the Lord Avocado and the
Yeah.
thing, but they have not given me Karn. I need Karn.
He's coming.
So
He's coming. It's got to
yeah,
be.
and it has to be a big figure.
Yep.
Magnet, big one, not
Yeah.
small one.
So
Uh,
Joy Toy, listen to Alberto.
so we're
Because he
missing.
wants a
They
super
they
figure.
did Alfarius or Omegon, whichever you want to pick and choose which. But
Both.
he's the only one helmeted from the whole bunch.
Yeah.
So
Which
who's
they've
the,
grown on me. The Alpha Legion has grown on me.
they look good.
I used to hate them as far as lore goes.
Yeah.
But the more I listen, the more I'm like, I still hate them.
They're the sneaky fucking
but
they're the
but they're cool.
sneakiest of the bunch. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
they're very cool.
well, they're very good at what they do. So until this day, you don't know which Primarch they killed. So if
And
if they
to
killed them
this
at all,
day, you don't know which side they're on.
yeah,
That's what's great about them. Somehow they're working for the good of humanity, I guess, but you sure
yeah,
as
much
fuck
much.
can't tell it.
They're like Cipher basically. So he's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Oh, did you get
Uh,
the Cypher figure?
I have not seen the sword come out, so that has me on the fence yet. So I'll wait till he releases and I'll see a review,
Yep.
and then I'll decide because I really
Yep.
like that character. But
Yeah.
so Perturabo is in the pipeline. That's the one that's coming out now.
Yep. Yeah. He looks great. I've never
Yeah,
really
I,
given
I
a
want
shit,
him.
but he looks great. Yeah. I'll probably get him. At the end of the day, there's nothing I would not buy. If I have extra money these days, it goes towards Joy Toy figures and not 6 scale, even though predominantly my collection is 6 scale, but Joy Toy,
Mhm.
that's where my heart is. Actually, something I wanted to talk about in the realm of Joy Toy, toy photography, action figures, is just your affiliation with David's Toys. Because if people
Yeah,
do want to buy them, that's a great way to go. Great way to
thanks.
go.
Yeah, you can type in Nor Kaiser FX on your in the checkout discount section, and you get 12% off at checkout.
Yeah,
Unless there's a discount already applied to the figure. If there's no discount or if it's eligible, you can use the link in my page also. It takes you there and it applies the discount automatically. So there you go.
yeah. I don't think we've ever covered it, but our Instagram handles are our names on the show. I, like an idiot, never put my actual name. I just put Bearded Toy Man.
Yeah.
But Tom and Alberto are much better at this shit. They normally do. But our Instagram handles are there. So if you are into Warhammer, you want to get into Joy Toy, or you're already into Joy Toy and you want a discount, go to Alberto's page, Norkaiser FX, punch in that code at David's Toys and get 12% off.
And they're good because those companies are doing now, they're setting up warehouses in the U.S. so you don't get hit with the tariffs and all that stuff.
Yep.
So I'm not saying they're their only store, but other offer people who offer the same figures, they're doing it, and you're getting them easier and quicker because I think
Yeah.
they want to compete against Amazon, which is getting them also quicker. So, but
Yeah. David's Toys is fast.
yeah,
They're,
they've always
they're
been.
fast.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
good people, man. If you want something and it's not showing on the page, you can message them and they'll find it for you in a couple days, and they'll not put it in the system, but they'll ship it to you. So
See, that's awesome, man. You just
yeah,
stuff you don't get. There's none of that intimacy, personal intimacy with buyers nowadays,
no, they're
So
they're
I
good,
miss
man.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
something's broken, you can send it back. And they're really open and they're fast, and they'll talk to you at any given moment. So they're good people. So.
Well, there you go. There you go, everybody. Go flood Joy Toy on David's Toys and use Norkaiser FX. Buy all their shit. Except the stuff I want. Don't buy that because it's in my cart. I've got like 10 items in my cart right now, and I
uh,
just haven't pulled the trigger.
I have Constantine Valder in my hit list, but I'm still waiting. So
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna
yeah.
get him. Just a matter of when. But yes, I'm gonna get him. I have no other custodies, you know? So I'm like,
I have the Terminators, the first ones that came out. They're
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Are they?
But then they updated the Terminator buck, so yeah, they're like because now the regular Terminators are taller than the Astartes with
Yep.
the Custodes, so this not that's not right.
No. Nope. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Like, I'm sure they're gonna re-release Mephiston at some point. Re-release
I don't know
Ragnar. I would think. I would hope. I hope they do because I
because I
want
think
upgraded. You know.
because there's a couple of Blood Angels are coming out now. What's the chaplains? The guy from they announced them the other day. Because I don't know if they're going to start using the bug from the Space Marine 2 figures, which that's a whole new bug that they did for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to redo Dante or unless another figure comes out or something.
Yeah.
Because I find Dante particularly small for the
He is
scale.
tiny.
tiny
He's
figure.
tiny.
And Mephiston also. Mephiston, I always imagine him as an imposing figure, so he looks
Yeah.
short and stubby. So yeah,
Yeah, Mephiston is also short and stubby, which he's crossed the wait. Dante also crossed the Rubicon, but Mephiston went first.
yeah,
Yeah, but Dante's the oldest living Space
yeah.
Marine.
Space Marine at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah. But yes, we need a new Mephiston, if for no other reason, I want a different sculpt. I like the sculpt, the screaming sculpt, but the paint apps he
yeah,
released a while ago.
but that's a translation
Need better.
from the mini, so that's where they get their scans from, so directly
Yeah,
from Games Workshop.
yeah, good point.
I don't think they're allowed to do anything to their liking. They
Yeah,
basically get the design from Games Workshop, and they translate that to the figures.
yeah, that all tracks. Like you said, Games
Yeah,
Workshop is very jealous of their IP. They
because if you see the prime marks, you get the same except sanguineous, which you don't get the flowing hair sculpt, which would have been awesome on it. But you get the same offering you would get with a mini. Like the lion gets the helmet, the hooded, the
yeah,
unhelmeted, and how many sculpts you get? You get three, I
he's
think.
got three. Yeah,
Yeah, Rogo, you don't get any other sculpt, and with Lehman, you get two head sculpts, I think.
yep. Yeah, that's another thing with my Lehman Russ. His angry sculpt, the paint apps aren't very good. So there's like paint bleeding between the teeth
Teeth,
and the face. So I need to do some work on that one.
no, you can just edit it out and
Yeah.
post. You do a schnitt, so
Yes. I can edit
easier.
it out, but I want to
Yeah,
he's Lehman Russ.
yeah, I know.
He's got to be perfect. That actually, we're talking about Primarchs and Legions and chapters. So I'm curious because I don't even know this. I'm surprised I don't know this. I guess I'm not. We're both so busy. We talk here, and then I go dark for a week until Sunday rolls around, and I have time. But I don't even know who is your favorite. I guess we'll start with Primarch, and then we'll go to Legion because they could be different. But who's your favorite Primarch, and who's your favorite Legion?
I'll give you one guess. Go.
In my mind, it's Sanguinius.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming Blood Angels are also your favorite Legion.
That I might defer. I have a couple. I like the Blood Angels, the chapter, and the Legion before it became a chapter, and all the successor chapters. There are a couple of successor chapters, and there's the Flesh Terrors and the Blood Ravens,
Mhm.
which are pretty cool.
Yep.
Uh, I like the Imperial Fist also, and second to Sanguinius would be Rogo Gorn,
Yeah.
because he was a very important figure during the heresy,
Yeah.
and I think I sympathize with his personality. So he's a very quiet dude, but he's thinking and he's planning,
Yep.
and he, aside from Vulcan, he's the other person who I think really gave a damn about humanity. So, and it showed. And
Yeah.
Sanguinius is an utter badass. He's dead
He
right
was
now.
perfect.
He's been
Yeah.
dead
He
for
was literally
10,000
perfect.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy could foresee the future. The guy had wings. The guy was a master swordman, not good as a tactician. And that follows the chapters, his chapters, strikes and tactics and warfare. They're basically just death from above, and we'll kill everything any which way
Yeah.
we can. So it's chaotic. Plus, they're a bunch of space vampires, so they're
Yeah.
pretty cool. So
Yeah. How cool is that? There's your selling
yeah,
point to anyone to get into into the setting. Be like,
yeah,
you like space
but that's
vampires?
what we were talking about. And if they decide to go with the aftermath of the Horus Heresy, they gotta give us that Battle of Eternity's Gate, the battle in the Vengeful Spirit, where he dies and he actually does everything, knowing that he's gonna die. So that
Yeah.
says a lot for that character. So I don't know
Yeah.
if Brad Pitt would fit for for Sanguinius. I don't think so. He's too old.
I don't think so. He needs to be fair. I don't know how you do it. That's a tough one. That's tough casting.
Yeah, maybe if Timothy Chalamet would gain a couple pounds, maybe
Yeah.
long blonde hair. Yeah, I think
Put on about 100 pounds of muscle and he'd be fine.
yeah, well, he's under an armor, so yeah, but
Good
I don't
point.
know. So
Yeah.
and I like the Ultramarines though. Uh, and Dark Angels. I like the Deathwing branch of the the
Same.
Dark Angels, yeah, because that's what we got to play in Space Hulk, and I love the Terminator. I've always loved Terminators, and I wish they gave me a Terminator armor to play in Space Marine 2. I adore that, the hunk chunk bulldog looking
Oh yeah. Yep.
big boy. So yeah,
Dude, I'm with you. I don't personally. I guess my thing with Dark Angels, I've bought and listened to almost all of their books as well. So I really enjoy them, but they tend to be the predominant
asshole.
faction. Yeah, but most people tend to play Dark Angel and gravitate towards Dark Angel that I know of, and I'm like, they kind of suck.
Mm.
Like a lot of their, I hate to say that they don't suck. I do enjoy them. I have a shit ton of them over there. I have Azrael and Lazarus and all those, but their secrecy is to their detriment more often than it is not.
It caused their planet's destruction,
Yes.
basically. So yeah, they're a
So
bunch
I
of
enjoy the
they're a
Dark
bunch
Angels,
of
but they piss me off. They
they're a
piss
bunch
me
of
off.
paranoid assholes. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
I hated the Lion until his book came out, Son of the Forest.
yeah, but
That
I think now
totally changed my
his
perspective.
interactions with the Fallen has
Yeah.
opened his eyes to what a massive asshole he was back in the day. So
Yep.
hopefully that will, because also Gulliman has, he was an asshole before, and now he's had to deal with
Yeah.
what he he has in between hands because the current setting is fucked. So it's literally
Yeah. It's totally fucked. They have
it's
no, they can't be assholes. There's no time to be an asshole.
no, it's so terrible. I wouldn't want to be
Right.
no. But yeah, Sanguinius would be one, and second Rogel, and I like Lehman. Lehman, space Viking. What else is there to say?
It's easy. Yeah.
And I like Conrad Curse for the bad guys. So
You like
he's a
Kurz?
yeah,
Wow.
he's a very complex character, and
Yeah.
also a guy you're dealing with that can see the future. I always like those characters that can foresee different, the future. So you don't know if they know they're gonna die at some point. So it should put you in a very difficult position or a very easy position depending on how you view
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah. I don't know. Kurz is hard for me because I've listened to some of the Night Lords
no,
novels
no,
and they're
they're
so
terrible.
evil.
They're terrible. I'm not saying I like the character. I don't like the.
Oh, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
So,
It's the same way for
he
me.
he makes for a fantastic villain, but they are
Yes.
terrible. They're
Eh,
like the Boltons in Game of Thrones times 100 or 1,000 maybe, or
yes. So for me, I like Magnus, but Magnus is only a villain. His story's tragic.
yeah, he's the
He's a villain almost not by his own making. So I don't really count him as my favorite villain. I mean, he's fully a villain, but I mean, we even have the shit with Gilliman and Nurl's. How much do I give away to people that don't know?
but Siege
Yeah.
is a weird chaos god. So because there Iron Man is still looking for a cure for his brother, so there's
Yeah.
kind of a
After he
more
fucked them all into sand. Yeah.
yeah, there is a morality there, and with all except Corn. Corn is utterly
No.
fucked. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's blood for the blood god and nothing else.
Nothing else.
And Nurgle also is pretty uh, sluggish. So I think the Iron Warriors would be a chapter that Legion that might find some sort of repentance down the line because
Yeah, but
they didn't want full chaos. So we'll see. You were gonna say?
yeah, can you imagine Dorn coming back though? Because he's got a lot of vengeance set up for Perturabo after what
Yeah.
went down. A lot of shit.
I don't know, man, because unless they clone him out of the only thing they found, which was his hand, I don't know if he's coming back. So
I do think the fact that it was retconned from the old lore where he was confirmed dead to now just his
mhm.
hand. I do believe that eventually Dorn will come back. There's no other reason to retcon that, I don't think.
Because fully dead is Horus and Ferris Manus, I think,
Yeah. Yeah. Ferris is all the way dead.
and
Well, Sanguinius.
and Sanguinius. But some say he's resurrected in one of the angel that keeps appearing every now and then. So we don't know. So
We don't know.
uh, yeah,
I don't know.
Sanguinius. I think the next they're gonna bring is Vulcan. I got a feeling they're gonna go
I
down.
think so. Yeah. Which is a good one. He's underappreciated. He's just a good guy. Like of all the Primarchs, he's probably the most compassionate and the
And
most
he's a perpetual,
empathetic.
so it makes sense that they bring him back. So
Yeah.
he cannot die. So
Yeah.
I
They'll
don't
all
know.
be back at some point. It makes too much money. Those models make too much money. They'll all be back at some point. We may not live to see it.
Although the Space Wolves might be getting some Lehman Rust because they're doing a lot of new miniatures for the Space Wolves, so maybe a Primarch will come down that way. We'll see.
I would love that, but given the lore and when Niall has the vision, so far his vision has been perfect with returning Primarchs.
Yeah,
So there's a couple more to go. They're going to return, but he did say no vision of Russ. Um, they still doesn't expect Russ to come back until the end time.
and
Which
Ragnarok. Yeah,
yeah.
so
So I think it'll be a minute for Russ. We're gonna get Jagatai. We're gonna get Vulcan.
yeah, because they went for stupid reasons into the not stupid reasons, but they I'm gonna go after Dark Ops to the warp and never come out yet.
Yeah, yeah. Come on. Which
And
is another reason we need the Scouring series. We'll get a
yeah,
little more idea to what their motivation was.
yeah, and Corvus is another cool one, but they didn't write it enough of them. So
Yeah, he's like a he's like Batman.
it's like the
Corvus
Crow,
is
yeah.
Batman.
It's like a mix of Batman and the Crow, yeah. So
Yeah, exactly right. Batman and the Crow.
so who's your favorite Primarch?
You know what? It started off as Gilliman, um, and then after we get through the events of the Horus Heresy, I listened to all those books, and then I got into some of the 40K books, and it became Lehman Russ, and subsequently his chapter, the Space Wolves, because I listened to all the Ragnar books. Love those books. So it's Russ and Ragnar and Logan, the Great Wolf, but Gilliman's close behind. Gilliman and Calgar and Cato Sicarius, and of course Titus. Everyone knows Titus, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that it feels kind of cheap, like the easy way out. But those were
No,
my entries, and
there's a
I'm
lot of
loyal.
good characters in the within the Ultramarine, so it's
Yeah,
fair, you know.
but I do love them all. I would say the only Legion I dislike would be the Iron Hands, as far as loyalists go, and that's just because
They haven't
they're
done much.
forgettable. Yeah, they're forgettable.
I like the Salamanders, and I wish they, you know, because basically they do love humanities.
Yes,
And I like the Black Tempers because they're a kooky fucking bunch. So yeah,
dude. A new Black Templar book came out, Broken Crusade, and it's so good because it really dives
really,
into.
oh, I'm gonna
I
get
mean,
that
it's
one.
it's madness. It's a great book. A self-contained story. It's an easy one-off, but
Yeah,
you see their fanaticism, and it's so great. I love it.
very interesting chapter. So
Yeah,
especially how they have their fortress monasteries are spacious. So I don't want
it's
to
great.
spoil it if you want to find out why the Black Templars are the Black Templars and why they don't have a cap within their recruiting. So which is
Yeah,
basically fuck off Gulliman. So
yeah, exactly right. Which
we're just gonna
speaking to the Black Templars, I think one of the characters I really like he's high up on my list. He's not a Primarch, just a character, a Space Marine character, and that is Sigismund.
yeah.
Dude's a fucking legend. Sigismund is a legend.
He dueled everybody on their mothers. So yeah,
Yes.
and came
And
out
I
victorious. Yeah.
I still say I don't care how old he was, if yeah, I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah,
give
that was
away too much shit in the lore, but fuck Abaddon. Let's just say that. Fuck Abaddon.
everybody
I
hates
despise
Abaddon. Yeah.
Abaddon.
So,
Yeah. That dude, there's a lot of plot armor in 40K, but Abaddon has so much plot armor. It's annoying. Kind of like
yeah.
Gilliman. Gilliman's been the same way. He gets defeated 1,000 times, but he just doesn't die.
Well, they gotta keep the miniature selling, brother. So if they
They
kill
got
him
it.
off, and,
Yep. Yeah, so pick a character that still has a miniature. If you get into Warhammer, you're probably going to be fine. He's going to survive.
so with all these conversations, you see how difficult this is gonna be to transfer into, or maybe it's gonna be easy. I don't know, man.
Dude, we've only scratched the surface. We've stayed very spoiler free, very surface level with how deep it gets.
Yeah.
So
I
yes,
hope you guys listening are a little bit interested and follow through. We try.
I
Honestly,
hope so as well.
we've tried. Okay, there's a lot here too. If we went off the rails, I'm sorry about that. But yeah,
We probably did, and we talked about it before the show. We're like, how do we make it accessible? But we know once we get in, we're just going to nerd out and just go off the deep
just
end.
understand this. If you think if you played Space Marine 2, which is whatever, it's out there now and everybody's talking about it and everybody's in it. So that story, what happens in that game, even including the first game that came out, is just a drop in a massive ocean of lore. Just the teeny tiny drop in all this that's going on, because there are known regions and there's a million things that are going on right now, and they're Necrons and they're undead Egyptians, basically robot Egyptians, and there's the Tyranids, which are aliens. You know Tyranids now. We played the video game. Then there's Chaos, all the factions within Chaos, and it's a horrible, horrible world, but it's fantastic, and
It is.
I really love when they transfer to media and they do a really good job too, because they've done they've done it. Whatever they've shown, it's good.
And I would say don't let it intimidate you. It always intimidated
Yeah,
me
it's
before I just
fun.
started, but just pick somewhere and start. Or like Alberto said earlier, hit up Arbiter Ian on YouTube, and he will give you a 1-hour video fully fleshing something out. You
He
can go from there.
explains. He has one video that's the Horus Heresy in 40 minutes, and that's
There you
impressive.
go. Yeah.
And he does it right. He sounds like a school professor, and he'll give you the lecture, and he'll show you maps of where each chapter was when this happened here, and they were here. And then if you're interested, they have a one for the Primarchs, and you pick and choose, or they have videos for all the 20, and they give you a rundown of the 18, because there's two that fuck knows what happened to them. So
yeah, they fucked off into the warp or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a lot. Warhammer
Yeah.
is fantastic. This whole show was fun and difficult because I just want to go down the rabbit hole. But I think we did it. I'm proud of us. We did a pretty good
I
job.
just really wanted to talk to you about that. What would be your vision if they with the Amazon, hopefully a movie or series that they're going to come out? So
I've always felt like Eisenhorn's the best entry point for the
I agree with
average audience.
that.
Yeah. But if there's anything else you want to get into Warhammer wise, or should we call it a day and wait for Tom next week?
That's a good question, because there's a lot we could talk about
Yeah.
in the show or outside the show. So
Yeah, there's a lot more that I could talk about, but
and if you haven't, this to the audience, if you haven't seen Astartes, track it down on YouTube or get it in the Warhammer app. It's fantastic miniseries, and that dude has done. It's one dude. He did that. Just keep that in mind when you're watching that series. One dude did that. So that's why he's working with Game Workshops right now. So
yes,
I'm dying to
his
see
hard work paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the best resume I think you can come up with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I do think the whole Battle Brothers show, something Warhammer themed, especially as the lore really takes off with the general audience. So we get the Amazon stuff. I'm always chomping at the bit to talk about the next book that came out. Whenever we get Pandemonium, that's going to be massive for Warhammer lore. So I would like to continue this in a way. The logistics of that, I don't know. We're also pressed for time. I don't know how it works, but I don't want the Battle Brothers show to end. I like the Warhammer focused thing, so we'll have to figure out a way.
Hopefully we'll have, the series will come out soon, and we'll get to talk about and I think Tom will watch it most likely. He played the video game, so he knows at least a little bit of the lore. So that's the thing, you need a way in, and then the rest is, if you're interested, then you can read about that chapter or just pick another chapter, or different. There's 10,000 years of history that you can choose in this. It's bullshit.
Yeah, there you go. For not intimidating.
Exactly, as I'm gonna say, shit. If that's not intimidating, I don't know what the hell.
Well, at least we lost the whole audience right at the end of the show. So
Well, think of it as D&D. D&D has been out for ages, and how much story is behind it. So it's instead of, well, there's fantasy. So there's 10 feet superhumans that crush everything in their path. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Exterminatus.
yeah, boom.
Yep. Brother, thank you. It's been fun. I know you're busy and tired, but always appreciate these
I'm
shows.
good, man. Yeah.
Yeah. For everyone that is watching, we appreciate it. We will be back next week, and it'll be the full blown 3 Nerdocrats next week, and it'll be a big one because we've got the end of Alien Earth, the full blown end. We had episode 7 this week and episode 8 next week. We have thoughts already,
Mm,
so that's going to be an interesting show. We have Peacemaker ongoing.
yeah.
That one's a little easier to keep up with
Yeah. That's
because, yeah, not so much. I don't know. It doesn't. There's a lot of filler, I guess. So you don't have to spend 45 minutes talking
nah.
about what happens, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So we've got Alien Earth next week, the finale, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Going forward, we're gonna
We
have
got
whatever falls in the Nerdocracy umbrella.
we got
Marvel
Marvel
Zombies.
Zombies coming. Yeah, a couple coming down the pipeline. So hopefully.
Yeah, and we're coming into October, so we're gonna have Tom watch Weapons
Oh
and
yeah,
a
that
lot of
discussion
other
is
stuff.
that discussion is still old. Yeah. So
Yes, that's correct. But we got a lot coming. Always, and I should do this at the beginning, but as always, the obligatory YouTube things are appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good shit. We always appreciate that. But we will be back next week with Alien Earth finale and all the other good stuff. Until then, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.